All right, welcome everybody to the Prop Network. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Mike.
That's right. So today,
Is that too
guys.
premature? I said, that's Mike.
Yeah. Our timing's a little off.
Can we do it again? Just do it again for fun.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Prop Network. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Mike.
That's right. Anyway, so today, guys, we're just doing our very first video. Welcome to the Prop Network, where we are going to cover props, news, and interviews.
That's right.
A little bit of everything. Excuse me. Thanks for silencing that phone there, Mike.
Yeah, I thought I had that done already. I guess stop.
We're going to cover a little bit of everything, guys, just in the prop industry. It's the industry that we operate in. Everything from escape rooms to building props to a new website venture that we'll tell you a little bit about later on in the video. Mike, if you would like to introduce yourself, give a little bit of background.
Yeah, I'm Mike, and for those of you who don't know me, I've been in this industry for almost 10 years now doing escape rooms. We have several here in Florida on opposite sides of the state and several different venues that we'll discuss at another time. But yeah, I've been building these rooms for quite a while. I love it. It's a passion, and we've always found there's a difficult challenge to when you build these escape rooms or haunts or just finding the props has always been a challenge. So we thought, what a great opportunity to put everybody under one umbrella and find, if you're looking for a certain prop, you'll be able to find it under our domain. So that's kind of the backstory. And we're actually here in one of our escape rooms in the Prop Network podcast studio.
That's right, guys. We're here at Daytona Escape Room Experience, located in Daytona Beach, Florida. This is one of the locations. This is Mike's mothership, if you would.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
Yeah, it's where it all started. How many experiences we got here now?
We've got 8 plus the bank here, so we have 9 experiences here in town. Locally here in town, we've got 8 at this venue, and then we have another venue a few minutes away where it's a bank heist experience where teams actually break into what used to be a real bank and physically and literally try to steal my money.
Yeah. You don't get to keep it though. All right, we'd be insane and we'd be out of business very fast if we.
Right. Some teams are stealing 5,000 or 8,000, and some are stealing up to 1.7, 1.8 million.
That's right. Yeah, we'd go out of business real quick if you got to keep it.
Sure.
So awesome. Yeah. So we're here at DUR, as we call it, in the Prop Network podcast studio, doing our first video ever. We just got the equipment set up, just set up the room. Essentially, we're going to be doing a lot of interviews with people within the prop industry. Also, we're going to be doing product reviews of props and stuff like that. Basically, guys, we've been operating in this space of prop building and in the escape room industry for quite some time. And, we know that props are not only exclusively to escape rooms, but they branch out in all sorts of stuff, from magic, which Mike might have a little bit of experience in.
Something about that, yeah. But also in decorations, there's theater props. We've got animatronic props. And all the things that go with it.
Reenactment,
yeah.
Cosplay, Renaissance. The list is endless. Props really are. A movie is the main one. Movie and theater.
Yeah, and even lighting and sound or special effects are props as well. And we were even delving into holiday props. If it's a Christmas prop or a birthday prop, an inflatable prop. So as long as it's prop related, it'll be found on our site, thepropsite.com.
Yeah.
Now, the difference is, though, it's not just new stuff. It's actually
right. Yeah.
There's an opportunity to sell pre-owned objects as well. So if you've got that old Spider-Man costume that's been sitting in the closet for a few years, and you paid a few $100 and you just want to get a crisp $50 bill out of it, it's listed on the propsite.com. I'm sure there's somebody in this world that would love to buy it from you.
That's right. Or if you spent countless hours building that very elaborate cosplay outfit for last year's MegaCon, and you couldn't wear it this year again. You could.
Maybe you just gained a few pounds. You can't fit into it anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. And you wanted to sell it, move on to the next passion project for next year's convention, then sell it, man. Get your money back out of it. Let someone else enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And take that money and put it towards the next
the next cosplay, thing. The next costume you're building. Absolutely.
That's right.
Cool. Well, one thing we want to kind of dive into, if you want to jump into it, we just got back from a really cool weekend. Would you agree?
Yeah. So for those of you guys who might have seen us there, we were at MegaCon 2025 here in Orlando, Florida.
At the Orange County Convention Center. And man, were we I don't even know how to explain it otherwise to say that we were blown away.
That's right, guys. We were absolutely blown away. It's by far the biggest one we've been to, and we've been to a good amount so far. Definitely the largest one we've been to.
Just the absolute size of the space. I would venture to say millions of square feet if I had to guess. It's
Yeah.
absolutely astronomical.
Have we been to another one there? Maybe a smaller
Yeah, with
event?
that was it
Spookula?
yes, Spookula was there.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
great too, but it's only a small section of what we used or what they used for the MegaCon. Matter of fact, MegaCon was so big that we didn't see it all, nor did our feet allow us to walk anymore.
Yeah, we would have got
Unfortunately.
some better coverage, guys, for you. Sorry we didn't. We wanted to be prepared. Unfortunately, I was under the weather. Now we did go. It wasn't anything contagious. I just had a little bit of some stomach issues going on. But
Thanks for sharing.
yeah, TMI, right? TMI.
Way too much TMI.
But yeah, so we did go, but we had to cut it short, so we didn't get to do everything we wanted to. However, we thought, it would still be just something, a great topic to discuss today.
Yeah, for sure. Just for those of you that haven't gone, you have to go. I mean, we have a few bullet points we want to hit on. For those of you that are on the fence, whether you want to go to MegaCon or not, or if you haven't been to a MegaCon, mega is definitely the right word for it. If there's a word that's bigger than mega, that's what I would personally name it myself.
Giga?
Giga? Is
I
that
think
bigger than mega?
Giga's better.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like astronomical. Which one's bigger? Mega, huge, large, humongous. So,
You get-
well, I'm sure there's another word.
yeah, all
Yeah.
right, all right.
But so we looked up and did some research. Just the amount of people. Do you know how many people actually went this year, 2025? The numbers are out.
Yeah,
I will tell you that last year it was 180,000.
180,000. I feel like they did even better this year.
They did. You want to guess?
228,000.
220 is a close guess. It's an overshot.
Oh,
210.
210. Oh, wow.
210,000 guests.
20,000 people more. That doesn't sound big when you put those two numbers next to each other, but think about 20,000 more
Oh.
people came.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
That's huge numbers. Those guys are absolutely crushing it. And we're so for the people that put on that event. Hats off to you guys, man. You guys put on a great show.
Yeah, excellent execution with your event. It's flawless, really.
Next question: How many vendors do you think they had there?
It had to have been 1,000 if I had to guess.
They say over 1,000, and let me just tell you, there's no doubt in my mind there's over 1,000. It felt like 10,000. There were so many vendors there. To the point where we just didn't even want to see anymore. It was astronomical. And there was actually a whole other section we didn't even go to.
A whole nother floor, if I'm not mistaken, with a north and a south entrance. So I'm assuming it's just two different exits.
I'm not sure. We didn't
make it there. And that's where they did the expos and
classes and
some classes and stuff like that. We would have loved to check that out. But again, my stomach said,
back to the TMI again.
Yeah, let's get it. We gotta go.
We don't care about your stuff.
We got an hour drive.
We did have an hour drive back. We're only about an hour away here in Daytona. But yes, my feet were barking. So there's another one. If you go to MegaCon, wear comfy shoes.
That's right. Get your Dr. Scholl
whatever.
Whatever.
Get your foam inserts, whatever it's going to take for a comfortable ride.
That's funny you say that because the majority of people, if I had to say about 90% of people there probably weren't they weren't going for comfort with the shoes. They were probably between the costumes and all the women in the heels and the men in the boots and
I don't know how they do that.
And the crazy shoes. I would be willing to bet
their dogs were barking. Yeah, for sure.
It was a war zone for all pups.
And he's not even remotely joking. So comfy shoes for sure. As far as concessions and food, all that, there's tons of it. So if you if you want to save a few dollars, definitely eat before you go. I don't think anything was cheap, but of course it's supply and demand, right? When you're there, but they had Chick-fil-A and tons of different vendors there for food.
So we'll roll that into the pros and cons. So basically, guys, listen, MegaCon, it's like, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest one out there. I thought Comic-Con was bigger, but
it has to be. If it's not, I'm blown away.
Either way, it's top dog when it comes to it. Like we said, 20,000 people. Most other conventions won't even see 20,000 people. And that's just the difference of what went last year to this year, 20,000 increase. So that kind of helps you out with scale. But so we was like, it's phenomenal orchestrating something that to that magnitude, hats off to them. Really couldn't knock them for anything. But if we
No.
had to, if we were, put to the fire to come up with some cons, we said let's do a few pros and cons for anyone who hasn't went. Maybe they want to go next year.
All right, so
Just
there
our
we go. Let's dive
experience.
into some pros and cons.
All
You want to
right.
start off? I always say we should start off with a negative and then go to the positive, right? Should we
Yeah.
always end on a positive note or just kind of intertwine them?
Yeah, we could do that. We'll start out with a con then. I tell you what.
The con for the con.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. We'll let you handle the first con here.
Yeah, so we wrote down a little claustrophobic. I mean, it's the space we told you about is huge. The aisleways are huge. It's definitely built for masses of people, but there was lanes of people walking by. Sometimes it's kind of hard seeing all the vendors because you had to like wait your turn for people to walk by, especially if people had big costumes on, big tails or wings flying around. So it's a little on the tight side. So if you don't like tight spaces, probably not a good place for you. You're just going to be patient. Although I will tell you, for the tens of thousands of people that were there when Andrew and I were there, everybody was very polite. Nobody was
Yeah.
rude. I didn't bump into anybody, although there was masses of people around.
That was going to be my one point. Is listen? We'll show you a few photos later on here in a bit. And when we say that I've never seen so many people just slammed together, walking like it was crammed. I mean, such a massive space, but to be so crammed with thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people, but not a single one bumped into me at all.
Yeah, I never felt threatened, or I never felt like I was going to get mowed down at any time. I'm kind of a big guy, but I still never felt like I was going to get rammed into. Everybody was very polite and very a lot of spatial awareness. I think everybody was very polite, and I never felt that secluded or that tight as well.
Yeah. So moving on to a pro. Yeah. So if you're claustrophobic, that might be an issue
if you don't
for you.
like
think about
tight
large
spaces,
crowds. Yeah.
Maybe think about something else.
So moving on to a pro.
Oh, by the way, before we go fast on that we went on a Friday. So the venue was from Thursday through Sunday. And the prices were different based on which day you went. We were busy. We had other plans for the weekend. So the only choice we had was to go on Friday. And I think the doors opened at 11. I believe there was 10 or 11. We were there inside by 12, and it was already full. It was full. So
that's a good point you make there, Mike. Because if you are maybe claustrophobic, then maybe you go on a Thursday or a late Sunday evening. Catch one of those less busier times,
or catch it when it first opens. Like
maybe a Thursday when they first open, and that way you miss a lot of that crowd, that weekend crowd, and that might offset some of that claustrophobia.
But they were already at max. I would venture to say they had to be close to max capacity by noon on Friday.
I would agree. Yeah,
and it was just tight. Matter of fact, they got to a parking issue. You want to talk about parking real quick?
Yeah, well, so that's another con. If you want to, we'll just bounce over to a pro. We'll bounce back and forth. So to offset that, first con, claustrophobic. If you are claustrophobic to large crowds, pro, we would say just a massive selection. And what I mean is just it's insane, the sample size of just vendors there, the different stuff from anime.
Variety.
Yeah, the variety was
huge variety. Yeah, actually stuff that we never even thought about. I mean, there's a whole artist alley where artists from different comic books or anime were there signing their goods, their comic books.
And doing live sketches and
gaming was a big section of it as well. People doing actually live games.
Intel was there. Man,
that was cool.
Boy, would I like to get my hands on one of those.
They are actually displaying some of their newest products they're coming out with, and you can really dissect the new systems they have, and they were there to answer any questions you may have about the new technology coming out.
And demonstrate them new. I don't think they had the 50 series GPUs in there yet. This is kind of funny because it was 2025. They had just dropped and getting their hands on those. Although Intel definitely could, but anyway, sorry, I'm a big nerd. I'm hoping to get me a 50 series GPU.
Yeah.
One day soon.
One day. Yeah. When I get that new truck. So you're right. That's variety. If you need it, if you're a geek and you like anything, if it be costumes, props, if you want jewelry, if you want fragrances, even they had coffee and tea. You name it, it was there.
A little bit of everything, something for everyone. So
sure.
The variety was the pros. I mean, anybody could go there and find some cool stuff.
And we've actually spoken to a few of the vendors that we know personally that have booths there, and even though the cost of a booth to be a vendor is not cheap, we can discuss that later if you like. It's not It's not the cheapest con to be a vendor or an exhibitor in, but when I've discussed it with them, they said it was definitely worth their while. So they got their money back, and they've already registered for next year's con.
That's right, which there is a wait list, and we actually just finished signing up for it.
We did, even though
Fingers crossed we're going to get
yes.
approved, because we plan on being there. The prop site and the prop network being at what, 2026
2026 is in
We'll
March.
see. Again, fingers crossed. We're going to hold our breaths. And we'll see what happens with that.
Is it breaths or breath? I'm gonna hold
breath.
breath.
We're gonna hold.
We both have breath. So that's
Yeah,
breath.
so
Yeah,
let's
you're
put
right.
an S on the end of that.
Okay,
make
two
it-
breaths.
We're gonna hold our
Breath. Breath. I think it's breath. I'm not sure, but we're gonna go with that. Yeah. So it's the next MegaCon is in 2026 in March, and the dates are already set. So we did apply for it, and hopefully we are on a wait list as we speak because they're already full. So we're gonna hope to get on that, and we'll see you guys at MegaCon 2026.
All right, moving on. So, our next con is going to be what you mentioned earlier, Mike. If we had to, even though it was very easy transitioning, it was off-site parking. We were
Yeah,
forced
so-
to park
Yeah,
off-site.
so we got there maybe an hour after they opened, and thankfully the group we went with, the rest of part of our team, which we'll post some pictures later of the other two that you haven't seen, they're always behind the scenes doing our web development stuff. They got there before us and were the last car to get shut out of the parking lot. The car in front of them was allowed in, and they said, sorry, we're full, and they had to turn around and find alternate parking. We ended up having to park maybe a mile or two away at the Icon Park.
Icon Park.
Had a parking garage, and I think parking was $25 or $30. And there was quite a walk, and I was fearful of that. However, they've got that figured out. They had shuttles, lots of them. I'm not talking about like little junky, crappy shuttles. These are
Very
like
nice,
full
yeah.
charter bus shuttles, and they had
Yeah.
a dozen of
A
them.
row of them back, and just as soon as one got full, it
Yep.
would be off. Then, and like literally, it was almost like timing was too perfect. It
Yeah.
was so well orchestrated,
Yeah.
because we literally come out of the parking garage, walk straight to the street because we've seen all the shuttles.
Yeah.
We were on, and that thing pulled off within a minute of us jumping on
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
and then
dropped us off right in front of the convention center.
a couple minutes down the road, same thing when we left. I felt like we come right out the
Yeah.
building. They had already pre-told us which one to get on.
Yep.
And then we jumped straight on it. We were back there. I mean, it was absolutely seamless to
Oh,
be a
3 or
mile
4
down
minutes
the
each
road.
way. Yeah, we're so close, and
Yeah.
it was very comfortable seats. Well, it was really nice charter buses. So, like you said, we left the convention center. We're like, oh, where's the bus? Oh, there it is. We jumped on, and no longer did we jump on the bus. The doors closed. They brought us right back to the parking garage that we
Yeah.
parked in.
So barely a con, could barely call it a con, because
No.
I mean, with that amount of people, you have to imagine that there's going to be some offsite parking.
Oh.
But they executed it flawlessly.
100%.
So,
Yeah, well done.
So moving on to the next pro, let's see. It kind of goes over to just the great location and how it held that large of a crowd.
I don't know if there's any
Comfortably.
other larger space than that. I'd have to venture to say it's got to be one of the largest spaces here in Florida. It has to be.
Yeah, I mean, Orlando is the mecca for traveling and for conventions and stuff. And I mean, just even though we talked about earlier being claustrophobic at over 1,000 booths set up and almost 200,000 people there, it held it so comfortably. And even though you were very crammed in those aisles, I wouldn't say crammed because we weren't bumping in, or we weren't elbows to elbows, but it was it held that
was very
large of a
full.
crowd. You didn't have, let's say it this way, it wasn't hard to get somewhere. If we wanted to get 5 aisles down, we can get there.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just stay with the flow of traffic.
That's
so
it. Just jump in the gang and roll down the road.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Going back to we're going to backstep. Getting into the con was actually super cool. Once the bus dropped us off, it was so well orchestrated. They must have had, I don't even know how many, but tons of booths where if you already bought your tickets ahead of time, and in our case, we hadn't bought tickets yet. But we walked straight up to the counter and were able to pay for our tickets. They give you a really nice entry card.
Yeah, I actually got one here. Let me grab one here. I'll show
grab
you
that.
guys.
It's really neat the way they did that. So once we paid for it, we got our little card to get in. It gets attached to a lanyard. Really cool thing. It's like a souvenir thing for the MegaCon.
It was actually crazy. Genius what they were doing, capturing everybody.
Oh, for sure.
emails
So you
and
still
data
couldn't
and
get
stuff.
in yet, and there's a kiosk that allows you to get on your phone and capture your email, your phone number, what you're into, and you actually had to.
So check that out, guys. Friday was Batman Day.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that every other day they would do a different character there.
Go to the
And
back,
then
yeah.
on the back, it would kind of give you some of your info of your days, your QR code, your numbers, activation code, all that cool stuff. And then if you wanted, they had free lanyards, or for $5, you can get you a cool little
Man, I wish
souvenir
they knew.
there.
I wish they knew they were only $5.
I know. I asked you too. I was gonna
I
say
thought they were
let's pick one.
$10. I thought that was too much. I was like,
10
yeah, I'll
at
pass.
10 I wouldn't have been a buyer personally,
Yeah.
but at $5 I got this very cool Scream themed MegaCon. So that's really cool. If you're like me, you collect these. I've got a bag full over here, and they're so cool.
They are cool.
Yeah. So anyways,
I'll buy one next year.
yeah, next year you'll have to wait,
I'll
and
spring.
hopefully they don't have this one because
You already got it.
you want exclusive. How do you say exclusive?
Exclusivity.
There you go.
Exclusive,
Yeah. So we got in. Actually, the ticket line for have not purchased a ticket ahead of time was the shortest one.
It was. If you pre-bought a ticket, you were waiting in line.
Yeah, that line to the left was a crazy package deal.
Yeah, I think they were doing some kind of SeaWorld or some kind of theme park.
Yeah, that one was
park.
That one was a very long line, but all the other ones, pre-ordered tickets, they had like 10 rows. You can get right in there. Anyways, it was super seamless. Probably from the ticket purchasing time to the time we entered in. What do you think?
10 minutes.
10
maybe.
minutes
Yeah.
with register.
So once you do get your badge, it does have a QR code on the back of it, and they will scan you into the establishment and scan you out. Every time you go in or out, they scan you in or out. So make sure you don't lose your badge. Keep it around your neck.
Yep. So the place was great. Great location.
But
Obviously,
even that load-in area, if you remember, the load-in area, the big was a massive wide space.
Oh yeah. It could hold.
A ton of people. So yeah, we never felt really crushed or you know.
Yeah. Let's put it this way: it wasn't like a theme park where you're waiting in lines.
Oh.
Like those lines in theme parks is like, oh man. And actually, I'm not claustrophobic, but waiting in lines sometimes in those tunnels and stuff. But here it was just the space was perfect for MegaCon, and that's probably why they're there.
Yep.
They've done their due diligence.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to another con. Listen, guys, we don't think that we don't think it was overpriced because it was worth every penny in our eyes. But if we had to say, cost could be a con, I think a lot of people could agree with this. If you're financially struggling or whatever, and let's put it this way: $52 is something to everybody. So
yeah, $50 is $50.
Yeah. So I would say that that would fall under the con. If I had to say, I would have loved it to have been 30. However, I'm willing to pay the 50.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Thursday was like $38 maybe.
Okay.
And Friday was 50, and Saturday was like either 60 or 70, and then Sunday went back down to 60.
Came down, yeah.
So that wasn't a factor for us so much. We just weren't available on Saturday and Sunday, so Friday was our only day. But had I known that Thursday was a little cheaper, maybe I would have gone on a Thursday. Who knows? Yeah.
So they do have options there. So if 52 is a little out of your budget, then go on Thursday or go on Sunday. So that's kind of cool that they do that. And also because I'm sure there's maybe some entertainment value that you would maybe get on a Saturday that you wouldn't.
I'm not sure if there's a difference or not. We just were fearful that we couldn't make it that day, but two, I'm imagining Saturday's a day would probably be twice as crowded because it seems like everybody's off of work and there's opportunity.
With cost, just for us for the team, that would put us at $208 plus parking. That's what $60 in parking. So that's $268.
So $268 for the four of us just to walk in the door.
And that's not including a drink, any food, any souvenirs, anything like that.
So bring your checkbook.
That's right.
Bring your debit card. Bring
your mom or your mom's credit card.
Better, yeah, it's even better. If you got a credit card with points, even better, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So cost, we'd have to put that up there. And then the last pro, which we kind of already covered actually. It was just the parking and plenty of amenities.
And how smooth they were. Oh yeah. The bathrooms weren't an issue. Actually, all the amenities weren't really an issue at all. For that many people, they really did well. I noticed that none of the trash cans were full. They kept it really clean. We are super excited. I have nothing really bad to say about MegaCon 2025.
Bravo.
Very, very much. If I had 5 out of 5 for me.
That's right. Yep. So yeah, I mean, we just put that list together, guys, just to give you a little insight. Looking at it from perspective of the pros and cons, because everybody, I'm sure they're like, should I go? Should I
Yeah.
not go? Well,
The
hopefully
answer
that
is
gave
go.
you some
The
insight,
answer is
and
go.
absolutely go, because we've been going to conventions now over this past few years, and we're never disappointed. We find something interesting at every one
It
because
gets
it's
better
kind of
and
our.
better every time.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's our world. It's what we enjoy.
Actually, you know what I'm worried about now is these next cons aren't going to be able to meet the expectations now. That's why I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to go to these smaller ones anymore.
Yeah, yeah. We did it kind of well. I'm not saying we did it right, because we started out with a pretty large one, and
Yeah.
then we went to a
St.
bunch of small
Augustine,
ones.
yeah. With the one in Ocala as well.
Oh, what? Yeah, but we did the what was it? The Trans World.
Oh
Trans
man,
World.
Don't-
Trans World.
don't-
If you haven't been to Trans World,
don't
guys, and
get
you're
me
a
started.
haunt or spooky, like you need to go. Those
I think that was going on the same weekend while we couldn't go. It was either that weekend or the next up in
Yeah.
St. Louis. So
St. Louis, yeah, beautiful place. We loved visiting.
we'll be there next year.
Shout out to Terra Tacos.
Hey, just side note, unrelated. If you're in St. Louis, go to Terror Tacos.
That's right.
We
Yeah.
will not disappoint you.
Yeah. Small
Terror
place,
tacos.
but phenomenal. And there's a surprise. Don't look it up. Don't look too much into
Don't
it.
look at the ingredients.
Yeah, just go there.
Just eat it.
and then research afterwards.
Yeah.
You're gonna be blown away. You'll be like, no way.
No way.
Was that a thing?
What? Are you
Yeah.
serious? Yeah.
So let's go over. Let's show everybody the website real quick.
Cool.
For MegaCon. 1 second, guys. Here,
While you're doing that, I don't know if we got a chance to discuss this. So there was anybody know how much the vendor spaces were? I had to know how much the spaces were. A vendor space is a 10 by 10 booth. They include the tables and chairs for you, but that's all they really include. Of course, the skirting for the table. But any idea how much a booth that's 10 by 10 for the 4 days would cost you?
Well, let me do a little bit of acting here, like I don't know.
Okay,
We
right.
just discussed it off camera beforehand. When we applied, I'm gonna say somewhere around $2,000 and up.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Andrew, you're right.
What prize do I
Give
get?
that man a prize. Actually, $2,123.75. I don't know why they charge you the 75 cents. So about $2,000 for a booth. That's a 10 by 10 booth, and that's for your first and second booth. If you're really crazy and you want to get a third booth or more, they give you a $100 discount. It only is $19.98, and that's not $19.98. That's $1,998. But from all the vendors we know, they said it was well worth it. So once again, hats off to MegaCon.
And again, we applied for next year. We're on a wait list. Hopefully we get approved. I don't want to hold my breath, because this is the top dog. It is the place to be, and I'm sure they've got a wait list that could wrap around that building.
I'm sure.
So
that's a big building to wrap around.
Yeah. Now, looking here on their website, guys, if you haven't been, it shows you a little bit of. I wanted to get into it because we didn't get a lot of photos, unfortunately, but as you can see here, they showed the crowds. This is what we were talking about here of just slam. Oh, we actually seen him there.
Yeah, got a picture of him. Yeah.
Yep. So we've got, them lines there. We didn't experience
that.
Those
Must have been
lines.
before they even opened. Because we did not see that at all.
That's right. Yeah, those lines didn't exist. That person was not there. That'd been cool to see.
Yeah.
them.
Oh, we saw.
Oh, you seen him? Yeah. Well, there's a Joker there.
There's lots of Jokers and lots of Superman too. Is that Superman?
Yeah, actually, that was some of the. We'll talk about that in a bit too. That some of the guest appearances were two
Can
or
we talk
three
about
different.
that? Oh man, that was cool.
Not Henry Cavill. He couldn't make it, but he would have been one of the top dogs there.
What happened?
I don't know if they tried to get him. He's a pretty hard to reach man.
Oh.
Not saying that they can't reach people, because they've had Captain America, they've had everybody there.
Sure.
But Henry Cavill has done, I'm sure, a MegaCon multiple times.
Sure.
But he's probably off doing a movie right now. Let's talk about. Let's jump into that. What was some of the large?
Oh man, listen. If you've been to any con, I'm sure you've seen. There's some actors or.
I got it right here. Check this out.
There's a list of them. I will tell you, the celebrity list was unbelievable. Hey, you want to talk about the number one celebrity? Can I say it?
Yep, it's on the screen right here.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, that's right. He's the man, guys.
Mel Gibson was there.
Yeah, Mel. And what's crazy is we walked up, we seen his booth, and right next to it, Danny Glover. All right, so if you're from my era or older, Then Lethal Weapon. Oh man, I wish I had a Lethal Weapon VHS with me,
Oh,
and the extra what $500 it would have probably cost to have them
I
both
think
sign it.
Mel was around $300 for a signature, maybe, and a selfie, something like that. I say
To be expected, guys. I
for
mean,
shizzle.
honestly, you get to meet the man, shake his
Oh,
hand, take a
Mel
photo, get your
Gibson.
signature.
I mean,
Yeah,
imagine actually getting a picture and hey, what's up, Mel?
yeah. He's
Um,
still cranking out movies. I think he just did the last one that he directed was the new Mark Wahlberg movie, something to do with a plane.
oh
So,
yeah, I did see
uh,
that. It's out in the theaters now.
yeah. So Mel's there, guys. Jude Law. Here's a couple of the people. We won't get into all of it. Happy Days. You got Ron Howard. Now,
Yeah, Ron Howard's there, and then
one of the people, the Fonz, couldn't make it this year. There was three
oh,
people who actually,
come on, Henry.
yeah, Henry
Disappointed me.
Winkler was one of the three that canceled, unfortunately, because it would have been cool to see him. And then, yeah, we've got quite a few people here. Matthew Lillard, I'd love to get a Scream mask
We walked by
signed by
Matthew Little.
him.
Yeah, he was. There was a waiting line for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dolph. Dolph was there. Wow.
yeah. Oh, Fallout, Ella. Let me tell you, I am so excited, guys, about the second season of Fallout coming up. I don't think you've watched it yet.
No.
Fallout, you need to watch it. And Last of Us 2, or Last of Us second season's coming out. Phenomenal show. You got to watch Last of Us if you're into end of the world apocalypse sort of thing.
I don't want it to be the end of the world.
No, yeah,
Not yet.
not
We're
yet,
just
not
getting
yet.
started.
Now, somebody who was there, guys, who we man, I didn't see some of these people here. I didn't see. Look, the Breakfast Club was here.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, she was there. Yep.
Yeah, we knew that there's some of the Dean Cain was there, and
Dean Cain was there.
yeah, Dean Cain and a Smallville
Didn't see it.
actor was there talking about Superman. You know,
Oh.
he was there. Yeah. So, but speaking of prop industry, we didn't get a meeting this year, but we would love to. Is Mythbusters' very own Adam Savage.
I got a picture. We'll post that later. We got a picture of that.
Yeah.
Super cool guy, man.
Yeah, Adam's there, and his channel. We love his channel over on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, he's one of the goats when it comes to building props.
Oh yeah.
And the prop industry. So
yeah,
there's plenty of guests there, guys. I mean, tables and tables and tables of anime artists, just movie stars, stuff like that. So there's something for everybody.
If you want a signature, if you want a photograph, if you want a selfie, if you want to bring something for them to sign, they'll do that.
They had signature. What is this, confirmation or
oh yeah, like where they can
certify. They'll certify your signature while you're there.
If you go get a signature from a celebrity, you can take it over to a booth and have them authenticate the signature.
That's
and you get a certificate. So I guess you need that if you want to resell them, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know that Beckett was there, but there was a couple other services there for like comics and cards and such like that. But yeah, so I wanted to show you their website here. Attractions, obviously it was huge. We have a few photos. These are some that I've looked up on Google. I just wanted to find some of the guest pictures that they've posted over the past few days. Now, if you had to say, who do you think won this year when it comes to cosplay? You think men or women?
Oh,
Men versus women. Who outdid it when it comes to the cosplay?
I'll tell you what. I feel like it's really close.
Yeah, I gotta say, for me, I think that the women, I feel like I've seen a lot more women dressed up than guys, and a lot more elaborate and creative costumes. I mean, they were doing some collaboration costumes that I've seen that were pretty cool.
You might be right. I think the women probably nailed it this year from what we saw, at least on Friday.
Yeah, at least on Friday. That's right. We didn't get to see everything. You can go through here. You can see some of the photos. I mean, just phenomenal. I will show you a picture of our crew that I think I have pulled up here.
We brought the team with us. We have
all right with the Eevee. Everybody wanted a picture with the Eevee there, but this is us out there. As you can see, guys, right there. I mean, that's a massive costume there. We're 200,000 people, not there that day, but over the 4 days, so thousands of people there, and look how much space we had around us. I mean, so it wasn't like that everywhere, but it's phenomenal, man.
And we just asked a passerby to take our picture, and everybody was very nice.
Yeah, I think I had what did we see? I had a moon rover photo.
Yeah.
What was even cooler, I would have loved to got a picture inside the Back to the Future,
Oh, the DeLorean.
DeLorean was there.
Yeah, it's there. We got pictures of that too. It's fine. We didn't take as many pictures as we wanted to or needed to. We will make sure we're better at that. Oh, there we are with the Hulk.
Now, the question is, do you, how right do you think that is when it comes to scale of the
I
Hulk?
would think that if I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I think as he gets angrier, he gets stronger, and he might even get bigger.
I think he does get bigger. Yeah.
I looked it up one time. I think it was 80 tons that the Hulk can throw around.
80 tons?
80 tons.
It's been measured.
It's-
Somebody measured.
Somebody's measured this.
Somebody's measured how much the Hulk can throw.
And the Red Hulk. Anyway, so let's switch back over. Enough of this stuff. Yeah, we just wanted to talk about MegaCon because we freshly came from it. We hope to be at one here in the future, or next year. We've got big plans coming up. We won't talk about them just yet, but we are planning a few things. You know, we have been in the prop industry, the escape room industry. You know, one thing about building props and selling them and sending them all over the world is, and then building rooms. We noticed that, you know, say you were to build a room, you'd have to visit probably at least 24 websites to get everything
Oh,
that you would need.
try to source all the materials and the stuff you need for sure.
Oh yeah, different websites for different props, different websites for the fog machines, the lights, all this stuff. You know, you'd have to go to so many different websites, guys, and then visit other websites to compare the prices. It's such a hassle if you're wanting to purchase everything offline to assemble a room that you're wanting to build, and it can be very overwhelming for the new builder, the first time
new
escape room
owner, yeah.
owner. Yeah.
So ultimately, the prop site is going to be the one stop prop shop. So if you need it, it should be there. So we encourage you guys to go out there and list your items on there. It's sort of like an eBay type format, almost like an Etsy or a Mercari or a Poshmark. Same type of format. It's you just list your item on there, list how much you want to make it sell for. Obviously, know what your packing size is. You put all the information in the system. It gets loaded up, and you actually have your own storefront with all your materials or all your products on there. And then, of course, once it sells, you just ship it to the customer. So it's just from your door to theirs.
Yep. So that's where we come up with that idea. Is that we felt like, you know, everybody's a competitor, but yet not everybody sells everything you need to start an escape room. You know, they'll make one item or a few items, but they don't make all the rest of the stuff. But yet we were like, why doesn't one place have
Sell it all.
everything?
That's
So
it.
we was like, you know what? Let's bring everyone together under one roof, sell it all, because we visioned being able to add every single item you would ever need to start an escape room to your cart and checking out with all
But
the
not
items
just,
at
but not
once.
just escape rooms. If you're a
Yeah.
reenactor, if you do
That's
civil
right.
war, if you're doing
Cosplay,
medievals,
a
so everything you
magician,
saw at magic shows, whatever. If it's a prop, it should be on the prop site. So
Mhm.
yeah, everybody you see at a con, all those people should be on our site.
Yeah, we want you to either be a buyer or a seller. We want to have something for everybody and just kind of make a very cool, almost like a universal little atmosphere for everybody who's in this industry and appreciates it. Whether you're a theater and film, a magician, you know, escape room, a reenactment, whatever, Renaissance, whatever you do, we said, you know what, everything sort of overlaps.
It does. It all sort of ties in.
All these genres kind of overlap with each other to a certain extent, so that, you know, it's like when I go to the mall, you know, the missus will go this way, I'll go this way, and you know, I have my stores I want to go to, and a lot of those other stores I don't care about. So,
but she does.
That's right. So it's important. But if you ask me, if I made a mall, it's like it'd be a handful of stores. Well, I don't want to have to walk past 10 other stores I don't want to see just to get to that next store. Why not just have a mall with all the stuff I like? That'd be the mall I want to go to. So that's sort of what we're trying to
So
accomplish.
if you're watching this, we're building the mall.
That's right.
We're building
the
mall
virtual mall
that you need to come to.
Thepropsite.com. And just so you know, we're very close. We're right there
Right
to
now,
launching.
We're in the testing. We're in the testing phase, and we're in the last couple days. Hopefully, the testing phase. It's been a long journey to get this operational and functional. So we've figured out all the major hurdles, and now we're just fine tuning it so we can turn the thing on. And
do you want to give a shout out to anybody on the back end who's making that all happen?
Absolutely. Our web developers is Shay and Elise with Hosting NSB. So they're an amazing team. We've been working with them for many years now, and we decided to partner with the best, and that's who they
That's
are. So
right.
we're
And they are
excited.
delivering a phenomenal product, and I can't wait to share it with you and show it to you. Eventually, we will do a link down in the description. We hope that you come there, shop there, sell there, whether it's last year's decorations, costumes, whatever it may be, stuff you build that you
Yep.
think the world would like. It's a place where you
If
can
you
offer
make
it.
something or you build something you think something
Yeah.
in that category, take pictures of it, list it aside, try to make some money out of it. If you're cleaning out your garage, cleaning out your kid's closet, cleaning out your closet, if it's
Mhm.
something that you consider to be a prop and it can be used anywhere as a prop, list it on the propside.com.
That's right. And we are going to be the Prop Network, guys, just so you know that we created the Prop Network, which you're watching right now. This obviously news, reviews, and interviews. We're going to do a lot of product reviews, stuff that we sell on the prop site. So a lot of collaboration with companies out there. Any news in the prop industry coming up, events, conventions.
If there's any
stuff like
content
that.
you would like to see, we'd love to share with us. We'd love
Yeah, let us know clearly down in the in the comment
Yeah, post in
section.
the comments. If there's somebody you want to know more information about or somebody for us to interview, let us know. We'd love to reach out to them and provide that
Yep.
for you guys.
And we do have some interviews planned, and we're trying to line those up now. We're going to do some interviews with people in the prop industry because props are not only vital to the escape room industry. A lot of industries out there depend on props. Everything again from magicians to movies. Not a single movie would be made without a prop. What is the definition of a prop, Mike? Is that
Ooh,
something you can look up?
Can we Google definition of prop? Oh my gosh.
There you
You
go.
put me on the spot here.
Yeah, don't.
Definition.
And we won't say ChatGPT. This man loves ChatGPT.
I can't live without ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Definition of a prop. Well, this might be the wrong kind of prop.
Do movie prop.
Definition of movie prop. That might be
Yeah, there you
easier.
go. I think it would be a more accurate prop definition.
What's it say? Come on, Google. A movie prop, in this particular case, is an inanimate object used in a film to support the story, develop characters, and create a visually engaging world, which is exactly what props do. They engage. For example, The Wizard of Oz, the ruby slippers, right?
Those are a prop.
Definitely a
That's
prop.
right. That
Yeah,
broom, the witch rode in on. Lightsabers. Yeah,
Definitely a prop. Yeah. Wilson, the volleyball.
that's right. Wilson, one of the OG props.
Yeah. The golden ticket.
That's
a prop.
right. That's right. The gobstopper.
That's it.
Uh,
So, well, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you tuned in this long, we are so sorry we bored the hell out of you.
yeah, that's right. We'll do better next year. So
Yeah, this is our first one, and we're excited to even have you here and you tuned in, and we're really excited where this direction's going with the Prop Network and the propside.com. So please stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you guys soon.
that's right, guys. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Mike.
All right, we'll catch you on the next episode, guys. Take it easy.